Hello, hello. What am I playing today? Well, seeing as I played a bit of ArmA 2 the other day, I'm playing some ArmA again. Well, some ArmA 2. This is DayZ. DayZ. This is single player. It's a single player mod of the original DayZ mod. And we called it DayZ. It sounds the same, but it's spelled slightly differently. Not the best thing in the world. So, anyway, let's tell you where this came from. Back when the DayZ mod was doing the rounds, there was a single player version made. And it was made by Kronsky, who's a Bohemia contractor, and he writes excellent stuff. It was quite clever because it was a nice little wrapper file. It's tiny. The only downside to it was that it didn't have any AI, and it broke with every update to the DayZ mod. Then there was a bit of a falling out, and it was decided that all development of the single player should stop and all the files should be removed. Because yeah. Anyway, when that happened, I had quite a popular blog about DayZ back then. So much so that it was referenced in sort of all the official documentation. But I had quite a large section about single player. And because of that, people were writing to me asking how to get single player working again and where they could get the files. If somebody actually wrote to me about it, I would reply and give them the files. Eventually, after a sort of intransigence of the people in charge, I made it more generally available. Because there was a lack of AI and things in it, and because it was tied to the last version of the DayZ mod. You know, it wasn't ideal. So, we set out to create a single player version that would be as compatible as possible for as long as possible. So that you wouldn't have to keep an outdated set of files around. In fact, there was a change made to the DayZ mod that removed the single player button from the main menu. That was nice. So I had to put that back. Now, contrary to popular belief, I did not write every line of code. This is absolutely untrue. The person who did the most work is unknown, and latterly Z Hunter. You'll see their names in the credits if you play this. There is a link to a download of this in the description of the video, so you can have a go. The file has got two folders in it, one called missions and one called @DayZ. You basically need to put these into your ArmA 3 Operation Arrowhead root folder, and then modify your starting shortcut. Steam set launch options -mod equals @DayZ. There's a text file in there giving you the stuff to actually just paste in. Everything will be the same as you see it here. Anyway, this version, it was designed to mimic DayZ Online as much as possible. So there are AI units. They may be hostile, they may be friendly. And you know, obviously there's zombies, there are crash sites, there are vehicles, there's everything there ever was. And a few little surprises in this, some of which I can remember, some of which I cannot. I've got plenty of ammunition, so I can afford to be profligate. I did remember if you're playing Arma 2 that the keys are slightly different. Like G for inventory. Buildings are slightly different. You might be used to the cup versions of them. Anyway, it's developed over a few versions, and I think 0.42C was the last one. There's a bug. I'll just show you that quickly. Yeah, if you spawn this fella with the with headphones and a scarf, you're going to need to restart the game. Basically, when we imported a whole bunch of stuff, we kept in Arma 2 models, and Arma 2 didn't have backpacks. Operation Arrowhead is what introduced backpacks. So, if you start as the guy with the headphones and the scarf, you will not be able to progress. Well, you can play just fine, but you won't be able to pick up a backpack. And you might like to have one. Is this as I remember it? Yes, it is. Approach this church in Electro, and 2 friendly units will join you. So I've got a couple of friends. Now I'm just going to play this until I die. Chuff. Oh, bad guy. Thank you. Oh yes, that error happens as well. First time you right click, then it just appears and never comes back. Oh, there we go. If you have any problems getting this running, you can try getting in touch with me, leave a comment. I'll try and help you out, but honestly it has been, what are we getting? 7 or 8 years. I may not remember everything. Oops. Yeah, the friendlies aren't, you know, they're not amazing. You know, don't go thinking that they make you immune to zombies, because they absolutely don't. Oh, his name's unknown. He died from an unknown cause. Right, let's go see the alley crash site. Blimey. What was zombies round? Ouch. That zombie hit the other. I think he did. Your friendlies do not have infinite ammo. In fact, these two may have run out already. They're just a little fun thing to put in. Aren't designed to be anything amazing. Ooh, G17 mag. Yeah, zombies have stuff. They always did back then. Most of them don't have anything. Smoke grenade, won't say no. Now, when this got popular, we ended up with... Oops. Great. Zombies are a little less harmful than other times. Oh yes, remember that. Gun was already stuck in a firing position. Now. Can't remember where the loot came in the crash sites. Is that the tail? I really can't remember. There should be some high quality loot here. I don't know. So there should be some high quality loot here. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Be careful, I can't just keep getting hit by zombies. Does that fire hurt? No. So many things I can't remember. spawned with rubbish loot. Never mind. Let's get on our way. Oh. Now, oh, goodness me. After this was published, quite a few people approached me to ask for extra features. Say, oh, can you add this? Can you add that? More helicopters, blah blah blah. Now, when people start asking you for features and things, you have to realise that you're never going to make everyone happy. What the majority of people wanted was a way to play DayZ offline, because with the multiplayer they had poor internet connections, or I mean certainly in the early days of the DayZ mod, the servers were incredibly busy and you could have to queue up to get on them. Animals, things that we've included here. But when people came to ask for features or whatever, I just explained to them that you could edit the files yourself. That there are many ArmA 2 editing tutorials and things out there. So rather than have me manually make changes for them, they should go off and read through some of these resources and be able to make changes that they wanted and come up with new things. That's partially a means of getting people to leave me alone, but also partially because it really is quite a good thing to edit your own ArmA 2 stuff, well, your own ArmA stuff in general. It's quite fun. And the learning curve will probably seem very steep at first, but once you've managed to integrate, say, another script into your mission, then suddenly everything becomes pretty easy. It's only later on that the learning curve steepens again, as you suddenly decide you want to do some advanced things. So, yeah, I pointed people in the direction of these sort of resources and left them to it. And almost none of them came back to me. But some did. Some people came back and said, oh, I did what you said, I learned some stuff. Come on, my guys, catch up. Yeah, they went off and not only discovered how to do this and made some changes, but they'd actually created their own missions with distinct new features. Some of them went further than others. As a result of this, we ended up with a forum, which still exists today, where people could post these and discuss these and so on. And very jolly it was too. Now, I can't remember if Alex was one of the people who came to me or not, but he was on the forums, and I seem to recall he did DayZ 2018 and maybe Factions as well. He did some of the very best of the mods of the mods. Actually, I guess this was a mod of a mod, so they'd be a mod of a mod of a mod. And Alex is the guy who writes Ravage. several of the people are still around modding. I came up through this. That's how I met them. That's an interesting thing to do. Anyway, that's the history of all this. So I thought I'd have a go of this after all this time. Oh, you might notice the screen's a bit washed out at the moment. It's because I've been hit a couple of times. As your health comes back, so colour returns. It gets too bad, your screen starts getting all shaky and stuff. I'm also kind of curious as to how this matches up with the DayZ standalone. I don't particularly like the standalone. Not there's anything sort of massively wrong with it. It's certainly full of bugs. It's certainly full of bugs that aren't in this. What has amazed me is the sheer length of development time in standalone. It's been years and years. I see they finally slapped 1.0 on it as though, well, that means it's done. That's, really? And it's especially weird when I know how long it took some of the people from the forums to work on their own versions. People were able to get things done surprisingly quickly. Anyway, I don't want to badmouth Bohemia. They do surprisingly excellent work. Yeah, if you're looking for an alternative to DayZ standalone in single player, this is it. Now, actually, the last time I looked at standalone, it did include a single player mode, which was rather limited. Don't have AI units, maybe they've improved that, I really don't know, I don't keep up. You know, it's been several years. I have not kept up with every DayZ development. In fact, DayZ was always supposed to have a single player mode. Promise, way back when. In fact, that was one of the things with the original version, well, this version, and the things that followed it. I made it very clear to the guys that if there ever was to be an official version of single player, that we were to stop. Simply because the DayZ mod had been free. But if they were going to progress into doing a proper single player mode and things, then it wouldn't be fair for us to be offering a free alternative to a paid product. And I think the standalone has now got some kind of modding support. Certainly there's people making mods for it, and very early on in standalone I remember taking a look at it. I think the very first version of standalone, before it was publicly available, we had a copy of it and we looked through it, and yep, we could mod it. you going, my guy? I haven't looked at it again since they changed the game engine.
Return to formation.
Indeed. Right, let's go and get in a little trouble. This is Chernogorsk coming up. I'm surprised how well this still works. Obviously, there was a last version of the DayZ mod that changed a lot of the icons, the ones down the right. I think our version overwrites some of the mod files. The file in the comments contains everything. It's already sort of I've pre-overwritten the DayZ files, so really it is all you need to go. Just dump the missions and the @DayZ folders into your Operation Arrowhead folder. Remembering, of course, you need to have ArmA 2 because the Chernogorsk landscape actually comes from ArmA 2, not from Arrowhead. Let's just sprint. That seems fun. Maybe it's just because the footsteps are less frequent. Nine times out of 10, when people are having problems getting it started, it's because the shortcut that you've made, or the launch options in Steam, have been set incorrectly. That's why there's a text file in there with the launch options. You might wonder why there's no install file. Because after all, there was no Steam Workshop support back then. I did actually write an installer, but I discontinued it pretty early on. Simply because it's one thing to download mod files off the internet, it's quite another thing to download an executable file. And even though I wrote it as a batch file so that you could easily look through it and see if it was harmful or not, I still didn't feel right about asking people to run code written by a complete stranger, especially because there were people at the time who were using code to steal CD keys. There were several fake single player things going around. They were easy to spot because they were exe files. And yeah, they would steal your CD key and didn't play single player. Then the naughty lads could then resell your stuff. Anyway, I'm sure you're capable of copying a couple of folders and editing a launch options or shortcut line. Not too hard. Sorry, it's been rather uneventful whilst I've been running between Electro and Cherno, but that's just how it is. Ah, time for a bit of smoke. It's a silk can. I wonder if I can find my favourite gun. My favourite was the M16 ACOG. It was because the ACOG sight was wonderfully easy to understand. Uh-oh. Be careful, I'm actually starting to run out of ammo. Yeah, I love the M16 ACOG simply because in the ACOG sights it was a series of horizontal bars, and they were the width apart of a man's shoulders. So if you lined up the bar, with someone's shoulders and fired, headshot. Despite not being a sort of sniper gun, I used to be able to get headshots at 650 meters with that thing. People always liked having the sniper rifle, but the sniper rifle didn't, was it the AS-50? I think it was the sniper rifle everyone affected to like. It's the most powerful gun in the game, but it really wasn't ideal. The ammunition was hard to find, it was slow to fire. Here's a little thing I remember. Zombies don't like docks. Stand here all day. I won't come any closer. Ooh. Is that vehicle intact? Bet you can't ride trains. Could ever drive yellow ones, or if they were just decoration. That looks like an intact vehicle. Come on, AI friends. They might not like docks either, of course. Oh, it is intact. Missing wheels. Missing everything. grief. Came out of nowhere. Oh, looks like one of my friends is in trouble. Possibly even dead. I heard a naughty. Like it was out there. Maybe over there. Well, at least one of my chums is still alive. He's doing his job. But where was that AK firing person? Oh, there. Well done, AI. Friendly AI. Oh, thank you. Getting low on ammo. Oh, sounds like someone's got a shotgun.
Enemy.
Enemy indeed. Coming. Friendlies. Oh, ArmA AI is never great. To make sure that I don't get between the friendly and the zombies, or they'll quite happily accidentally shoot you. Honestly, they are a bit sweary, aren't they? Forgotten about that. That was a pistol shot. Sound like a Makarov. Over that way. Also a Makarov. One thing to remember is that oh, ow. Oh, he had a bandage. Yeah, the way you access your backpack is different. Bandages take up pistol ammo slots. Oh, I'm wobbly. I can't actually remember what that means. Oh, I think I need painkillers. hospital in Cherno? I think there is. I think there's even a medical camp. It's been a long time. I can't remember everything. You can outrun zombies. And the pathfinding goes to heck when you go into a building. Wish I could remember where the hospital is. Oh, that's it there. That smoke, I think, denotes a crash site. Yeah, I'm remembering now. Blood bag. Morphine if you break your leg. EpiPen's not really any use. Yes, see, painkillers, everything's fine. Oh yeah, you can use time skip, plus and minus, just to speed things up. Yes, medical equipment is to be found at medical sites. Can I? Yeah, I think you can administer them to yourself. Look, colour's all back. Open my backpack. Yeah, stick blood bags in there. Boxes, they also contain stuff. Yeah, you find a box in a hospital and it will contain a whole bunch of stuff. That's way more than I need. Alright, there we are. We're at full health once again. Uh-oh. Ladders, my greatest foe. And I've broken my legs. Now, I will wake up. But I won't be able to walk. I will crouch. Quickly. I'm absolutely deaf. That guy's still running around over there. Take morphine. Fix my legs. Yes, I also need painkillers. Right, I'm fine. I'm going to be deaf for a while. It will wear off. clothes off people. Can't really remember, to be honest. But yeah, I'm going to be deaf for a while, which leaves me a little vulnerable. Now, there's a secret in here that I do remember. I'm not sure whether to reveal it to you, because there is a cheat mode. Heck, I suppose if you got this far through the video, it's not going to spoil things too much, is it? Well, we'll check out the crash site first. This is compatible with cheats such as Loki's lost key. You can find that yourself. You can figure out how to use it. You need CBA in order to use Loki. Yeah, I think I've shown off most of the major features. Other than finding a working vehicle. Working vehicles are always rare online, so they're rare in this. Broken vehicles you can find, like that yellow Jeep I came across. And obviously, loot accords with its location. Therefore, you find industrial loot in industrial areas, medical loot in medical areas, military loot in military areas. Is my guy still alive? He is. Well done, you. Oh, really terrible shooting there. Yeah, you should probably make it a priority to head down to a hospital and get yourself some supplies. Sounds back, along with colour. Of course, doesn't the colour seem rich? You suddenly bring it back. Mr. Sniper. Just more Makarov. Where's the smoke? Over here. Oh yes, of course there'll be a pile of zombies guarding it. Goodness me. Yeah, as I recall, the loot tends to be towards the tail. Oh, that's not good loot either. Oh, it's alright. Okay, I'll show you the cheat mode. Yeah, on the main keyboard, not your numeric keypad, on the main keyboard press 0, 0, ooh, what are those question marks? Press enter. Magic box. Ta-ding. It disappears after a little while, so don't proceed.
Woman.
Jeez, mate, you scared me there. There's my favourite gun. Get off me. So you can have lots of fun here, doing, kit up with whatever you like. For antibiotics, can't remember if those were ever actually used. Oh yes, and there's clothing. Right, the box will disappear after a little while. It's only there for a bit. Oh, you also can't change clothing, I don't think, if you're using an ArmA 2 model, i.e. the guy with the headphones and the scarf. Let's just make a little bit of room. Ching. Oh, a bit wobbly. Ah, you see, magic box has despawned. There we go, the wonderful M16 ACOG. Obviously, when I say these horizontal bars line the corresponding shoulders, that's at greater distance than this. And there we go. There's this in all its glory. Obviously you can play with time as well. I think the parts needed to fix a vehicle take quite a while to find. Oh, I've got the wrong backpack. Yeah, ghillie suits with backpacks. Oh, there's engine parts. Yeah, I could go and fit up that vehicle, but I'm not going to bother. There is actually a helicopter. Back in the DayZ mod, there was a limit of rather sort of one helicopter per server. It didn't always spawn. I think very occasionally you can maybe have two. There were private hive servers where people had modified the vehicle spawns and loot tables and things to make everything more plentiful. Didn't like those. Yeah, so if you want to cheat in this, you can pull up the magic box. Or you can use Kronsky's support call, available from Kronsky's website still. Or there's Loki's Lost Key, which is actually designed for testing missions. It's not actually designed to be a cheat system at all. Oh! Oh, a naughty boy done shot me. Did I get him? Well, everything's unblurred itself, which is good. Oh, and because I messed up my backpack, I'm not carrying painkillers and stuff, so we've got to run for the hospital. And we're deaf. And there's someone else shooting. Gosh, remember when there was such a thing as bandit clothing? There's a bandit out there. Run. Double tap W to sprint, by the way. That's probably a control that people either didn't know or have forgotten. I think my AI friend's dead. And I can hear someone else shooting. There is a fatigue system in ArmA 2, even though people don't think there is. You know, the more that you run and sprint, the wobblier your aim will be. Shift does not make you run, shift makes you walk. Is this a hospital? No, it is not a hospital. Where is it? No, I think it's a building that looks like a hospital. That's funny, having a horde of zombies chasing after you. It was a fun thing we used to do back in online. When there's some bad lads about, run around, gather up as many zombies as you can, and then sprint towards the bad lads, zigzagging or whatever to try and avoid getting shot. But once you have them pass between you and the zombies, now the zombies have a new target. That was always really fun. It's perfectly easy to lose zombies in this though. Breaking line of sight is fairly effective. They will continue to where they last saw you. turn 2 corners and you've probably lost them for good. Well, there's the hospital coming up. Yeah, there are definite secrets in this that I have forgotten. I'm sure there's a medical camp around here. And Berezino is quite interesting. It's got various military tents. So you don't necessarily need to go all the way to the Northwest Airfield. Forgot to put it on burst fire mode. Oh, grenade. Anyway, it's still plenty of fun to be had with this. So if you fancy it, go and have a look in the description and get yourself the files. I see you need ArmA 2 as well as Operation Arrowhead. Well, you're running out of Operation Arrowhead. If it gives... Oh, that's the little medical camp, yeah. If it gives you any grief about unable to load churn or roost files, that's because it isn't picking up on the fact that you've got ArmA 2. And the way to fix that, if I recall correctly, is to copy is it the extensions folder? Oh, there's a vehicle. Now, yes, that is a bit of a bug. However, that was in online as well. Yeah, inside every mod folder, there is another folder called, I think it's extensions. Look inside a mod folder just to check. Within the ArmA 2 folder, there's a folder with the same name. Blast, I wish I could find a nice faraway target so I could show you how the ACOG sites work. Anyway, that is enough for today. Let's go and have ourselves an accident. Whee!
Oh!
I say, top tip, ArmA 2, you can survive a jump from any height, as long as you land on something. Anyway, until next time, ta-ra!